You're hungry, you want something quick and easy, but you don't want it to be junk food. Totally understandable. So what if I told you this takes just 15 minutes to make, is packed full of flavor, and is actually good for you? Yeah, this is Menemen, Turkey's answer to ridiculously simple, lazy, and delicious cooking. And once you try it, you will never, ever look at scrambled eggs the same way again. So, without any further ado, let's get into this.
Alright guys, to get started on this recipe, which is entirely vegetarian by the way, we'll be starting off with peppers. I'll be using hot banana peppers as well as some Fresno chilies. Prepping these guys is actually super simple. All you gotta do is cut off the stem, then cut down the middle lengthwise, and remove the pith and seeds as much as you want. You can leave some in if you want it to be a bit more spicy. But just cutting around the very top of the pith and then peeling it away is the simplest and most effective way that I have found to do this. Then, once you've done that with all your peppers, just go ahead and apply some pressure and slice down until you have some nice beautiful strips. Alright, now let's talk about the next big component of this dish, and that's tomatoes. Normally, Menemen uses regular full-size tomatoes, but in this recipe, we're going to be using cherry tomatoes, as they're naturally sweeter and more flavorful, and their small size and high water content makes them break down faster, making the dish come together even more quickly. All you've got to do here is cut them all in half, and that's it, you're done. And great news! That's it, you've done most of the prep work. Once you have all these beautiful vegetables cut up, we can start cooking. So, our first step is to start cooking our peppers. Start by throwing in 1 tablespoon each of butter and olive oil into a pan set over medium heat. This recipe usually only has us quickly cooking these off, but in classic lazy foodie fashion, we're taking it up a notch. We'll be giving them a bit more time than usual to really let them caramelize, which will add so much more natural sweetness, depth, and complexity that you just can't match by quickly cooking peppers. So go ahead and cook these for about 5 to 7 minutes until nice and softened, at which point it's time to go in with some garlic. I added 2 cloves and cooked them off for 30 more seconds. Then just toss in your halved cherry tomatoes and stir everyone up until they get to know each other. After a couple of minutes, those tomatoes will start to soften and break down. Now let's talk about the secret weapon of this dish, smoked paprika. That gentle smokiness wraps around the sweetness of the caramelized peppers and balances the acidity of the tomatoes. It's subtle, but it makes this taste like something way more complex. Like you spent hours on it, when in reality, this is all happening in just 15 minutes. And at this stage, you also want to go in with some salt as well as some fresh cracked black pepper to taste. Then simmer for a few more minutes until the mixture thickens lightly, and at this point you could start mashing things down. I didn't go too crazy though, because I still want a little bit of texture. Alright, now at this point it's time to add your eggs. Just make a few little divots inside of the mixture and place in 4 eggs. This quantity is meant to be shared by 2 people. Now, after having added your eggs, let them sit for about 1 minute to start setting. Then, gently stir in the egg whites into the tomato mixture, leaving the yolks mostly intact. Cook for about 2 minutes, at which point you can start breaking the yolks to get them nice and creamy all up in there. Alright, now let's talk cheese strategy. 1 cheese, that's basic. 2 cheeses, now that's how you take things to another level. Feta is often seen put on this dish, which brings sharpness and saltiness, but mozzarella, that's for the melt. That gooey, stretchy, creamy texture that makes everything feel indulgent. The 2 work perfectly together, balancing each other out. Sharp and creamy with tangy and melty, it's the perfect contrast. And once you try this combo, you'll never look back. For the last remaining minute of cooking time, remove it off the heat and set it to the side to cook in the residual heat. And in the meantime, it's time to make another secret weapon of this dish, brown butter chili oil. Simply add 2 tablespoons of butter to a pan set over medium heat and keep it continuously moving while it slowly gets more and more brown. Once it's gotten nice and brown, it's time to go in with a little hit of chili crisp. This brown butter chili crisp, this is the kind of flavor combo that deserves poetry. No, songs. Bold, nutty, spicy, and rich. It takes Menemen to a whole new level. Now, look, there's something we need to talk about. There's the great onion debate. Should Menemen have onions Or is that an absolute disgrace? Well, today, I'm throwing all that right out the window and adding crispy fried shallots instead. If you're gonna break the rules, let's make it worth it. This optional but very recommended ingredient adds a crunch that really transforms this dish. So if you want to see how to make it, click on that card right up there in the top right corner to see how. Next, just throw on a little bit of chopped parsley for that pop of color and photo perfect finish. And finally, but certainly not least, throw on that brown butter chili oil. And that's it, guys. Congratulations, you've just made a life-changing breakfast. Now, let's see how it tastes.
It's straight up perfection. Rich, creamy, smoky, and incredibly easy to make. Name me a better breakfast, please. I'll wait. And the best part is, it comes together in 15 minutes and in a single pan. There's no reason why you shouldn't make this for your next breakfast, lunch, or even a lazy dinner. Trust me, your life will be changed forever. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this recipe, go ahead and give the video a like and subscribe for more. And as always, I will see you guys next week. Peace! That's it, I have the dance done.